Hi guys, so today we have a Rosso Cobra scooter, and I want to show you how to install optional remote fob. So on my previous videos I've been showing you how to test the ignition switch and how to replace it. But what if you lost a key or you damaged the ignition switch itself? Maybe the key got broken inside, and instead of replacing just the ignition switch, you can have alternative way how to start your scooter. This is not the OEM part, but it's pretty compatible for this scooter. So if you will go to the Rosso website, you will see this under the part number EATVQ22. So this is basically meant or made for the ATV, but it will work fine for any of the other products. So this is the actual module. Just one second. This is actual module. This is the speaker. You don't have to have a speaker if you don't want to. And this is the main plug. This is what you need to use and modify to this scooter. So it will come with two remote fobs. One of them to start it, another one to stop it, and there is a siren button. So I'll show you how it works. So let's start with opening the compartment and removing the seat. So you have two latches on each side, one latch on each side. I mean, and you lifting up the compartment. Now I have this rubber bungee strap, so it's going to hold this lid for me. Okay, now we have a battery itself. We're going to disconnect it. It's actually got disconnected. It was not clicked in properly, so it's got disconnected pretty easy. Otherwise, it's supposed to click in and stay connected until you push at this tab right here. So we get it unplugged. Now we're going to remove those two screws. If you bought the scooter brand new, it was supposed to come with this Allen head, which is a 4mm wrench, L-shaped key. Okay, so now we have a full access to the main controller of the scooter. As you can see, there was a double-sided tape, but it's not holding that much, but it doesn't matter, it's staying there. Now, between all of those plugs that you see right here, look for the one that's going directly to the, with a pretty thick black and the red wire. Once you unplug it, it's going to say power switch, as you see, so you know that this is your ignition switch. So this is the only one that will be labeled as a power switch. This is the one that you will be using, number one. And then look for another plug which is going to be unplugged, that is going to say indicator. So this is your open source of power, basically 36-39 volts, the same voltage that comes out from the battery pack. So you'll be using this open optional plug too. Now we have this module, and we have this 3-pin plug that I've been showing you before. Now you will need a small flat screwdriver, the smallest one that you can find, just like the one that for repairing you know, like sunglasses or so. You will need to pull out those 3 plugs pins from this plastic connector, because you will not be using this connector. So I will be inserting inside and pushing this locking tab. I'll show you what I'm doing exactly. So I just slide it out. Basically with my screwdriver I've been pushing this tab right here. See, when it's in locked position, this top is opens like this. When I'm inserting my screwdriver, I'm pushing it down in order to slide it out. So I'll do the same for all three of them. And that's it. So I don't need this plug anymore. So I have three wires: black, red and orange. That's all you will be using. Now, black wire, this is your negative, and you will be inserting into this plug that says indicator, into the black. You see how I'm basically installing parallelly to that wire, just to be there. Now, the best would be if you can have a soldering iron and solder it to that black wire, because you don't have it. This is a male plug, and you would be realistically need a female plastic connector to click this one to stay in place. But since I don't have that female plug, I'm just going to install it just like that. It would be even better if you have some silicone at home, just a construction silicone, and if you can, you know, apply a little bit of silicone right here into this connector, and it's going to keep that connector, you know, in place. I don't know if my silicone is still good or not, but I'll try. Yeah, it's still, yeah, you just need a little bit just to keep that wire connected to the plug. Leave it dry if possible, and tape it over with electrical tape for even to be more secure. Like in my case, I'm showing this for the educational purposes, so I'm not going to wait until this black silicone going to dry out. I'm just going to apply some electrical tape to keep it in place. Well, that's it. You're not going to use the second wire at this plug, just the black. This is good enough for now. Now you have a orange and the red wires coming out from this alarm remote fob module. Now you will be looking for that plug that I've been showing you before, which says power switch, which is going to your steering handle. So pretty thick black and the red wire, so you know those are the ones. Now do the same thing. Pry out this top, locking top, and the orange one will be going into the blue. Just install it parallelly to blue. And now you have a red one, and install it parallelly to orange one. As you can see, this is the easiest way instead of doing soldering job. Maybe somebody don't like this idea, but because of I'll be applying some silicone over and tape it over with the electrical tape, it's gonna stay there forever. Maybe I am out of silicone, but I'm trying my best to do it with one hand. Anyway, yeah, looks like I'm out of silicone, but that's okay, because I do have electrical tape, which is going to be big help anyhow. So now, comparably to the previous one, this one I will have to tape it over much better because I don't have much silicone applied. this is not good. Just 1 second. So I'll be trying to grab 2 plugs at the same time, male and female, and I'll be trying to keep those wires together, because during the vibration might be lose contact, so we want to have the best contact. Okay. Yeah, again, soldering would be my preferred choice, but not everyone has a soldering iron and do know how to do the soldering job. So this would be the easiest. Now we installed connected those 3 wires. That's all you need. Now there is a short black wire coming out from this module. Don't worry, this is just the antenna. That's it. Now we can connect the battery pack and see if it works. Making noise, which is a good sign. Now if we have a key, we turn on the ignition, we have power. We turn off the ignition, turn off the power. Now I'm going to do the same with the remote. Pressing twice, we have a power, and by pushing unlock button, I'm going to turn it off. Now if you press the start and turn on the key or remove the key, it will not help you. Key cannot override the remote, and the remote cannot override the key. So you have to use either one of the methods of starting and stopping. That's it. Let's try to put this one back nicely into that compartment. So unplugging the battery, and now gently put everything back in place. Now you will have to, as you can see, you have this charging port inside, so be very careful not to damage those wires, not to break them, because you will have to do a soldering job or buy a new charging port, so be careful. So try to install it closer to the plate. Now you have an alarm module with this double-sided tape, which is good, but this plastic is going to be on your way, I'm assuming, so I rather remove it. We don't need that. Okay, so we can have more room. Now I'm going to remove this double-sided tape and install this. Let's see, even on the top, if it's going to fit. But in my case, I think the best way would be on the side. So okay, just like that, so you can have some room to close the plate. Okay, now we need room for this speaker. I would also cut this bracket because you don't need that. Just gonna take your room, and we're going to look for the place where to install it. Most likely it's going to be underneath. Yes, it's going to stay there. So you don't have to follow exactly my advice where to install it, which, as long as it's going to sit there, that's it. Now try to put everything as much as possible that you can close that plate. Okay. Okay. Now this is your plate right here, and As you can see, there is enough room to close this plate. My fingers are numb a little bit. Okay. So okay, so make sure that those cables are just lying flat, because the battery pack will be pushing them down, so they're not going to be jammed. This one is coming out as it should, and the plate is closed. Now let's put the battery pack in place. Well, now when you will be connecting the power, it's going to make that clicking noise. Okay, that's good. Now they put the connection plug beside. And basically we are done here. Well, now we have two ways how to start the scooter: with the ignition key or remote fob. Stay safe, guys.